I'm so sick of hearing about the racial wealth gap and white families have this and black families have this and Latinos. And all I keep saying is that color folks are still going backwards and non-melanated people are still moving forward. So we can still keep talking about the problem, but what about fixing it?
Look, God told me to meet him at a runway with no parachute, with no baggage, leave the negativity behind. Ever since, I've been taking off, and I never looked back. I'm your host, Alex E. Edwards, and this is the Gem Drop Podcast. What's up? What's up? Welcome to Gem Drop. We like TMZ, but we don't gossip. We boss up. Now, that line is so important. We don't gossip. We boss up. And I have a guest today that she does not gossip one bit. Only thing she's doing is bossing up constantly, but she wants you to boss up too. This is one of the most truthful persons that I know in the world, point blank. And I appreciate her honesty. If you want to hear the truth, raw, she's not going to financially hug you and cuddle you. She's going to tell you the truth. And sometimes the truth will take your finances to another level. When you lie about numbers, and you lie about your finances, you could never go to another level. You always go down because the numbers you're telling yourself is not adding up. You're not going to have a problem with someone like our guest on your team when we're talking about being truthful, numbers, going to another level, telling you what you need to do, having your back, going to financial war with you. Let's do this. We got to take care of your family. We got to take care of your future. Yeah, you love it now. We loving it too. But what about tomorrow? She is the vice regional president of Prime America. She's the one and only Michelle Braithwaite. I'm so happy to have you on the show today.
Happy to
Because
be
you are what we need right now in America, in the world. We need Auntie Michelle. We need someone to be honest all the time and keep it 100. So welcome to Gem Drop. We
Yeah.
don't gossip. We
You
boss
boss
up.
up. I love that. And listen, I'm honored to be here. I can't believe I'm here. Good afternoon, everybody. This is fantastic. Thank you so much for that. I have to cut you a check for that introduction. Thank you.
It means so much to have you on. So much to have you on this show. So we want to be lied to. I just want to be honest. The
It's
world
true.
wants to be lied to.
It's true.
Michelle, I don't want you to tell me I'm spending wrong. I don't want you to tell me that I'm investing wrong because I thought I was doing it well for so long. I
Yeah.
don't want you to come now into my world and say, actually, you suck. I don't want that.
It's not that bad.
And we rather go a lot of times, and I see this in real estate, we rather go down with the ship than be embarrassed and stand on our own too.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
So before we get into everything,
Mm-hmm.
who are you?
Who am I? I'm me. I'm the one and only. I'm an only child. I'm me. I'm just I don't know. Like whenever someone asks me that question, I don't know how to answer it. Usually most people are better at describing me than me. And some of the adjectives is just that I'm the truth.
Okay.
I
I agree.
and I am unapologetic about that. Like I'm only responsible for what I say, but not how you feel for what I say. I'm only responsible. So I'm only responsible for what I say, but not how you feel for what I say.
Gym drop. It's already starting. I'm telling you, it's already starting. I'm already. Let's go. All right. All right. So, what do you do?
What don't I do?
Mhm.
I just bring people to a level where they can't get to on their own finances. And one of the things I just want to just tighten up just a little bit about what you said. It's
Okay.
not about, what we do wrong. It's all about what we could do that's better.
Mhm.
Because it's true. Like no one, because we don't know what we don't know,
Mhm.
right? And so if people go, "Oh, I'm doing this wrong." No, no. You're doing everything based on what you know. And so when you know better, I know it's a cliche, when you know better, you do better.
Mhm.
So that's what I do is I want people who do okay, I want them to do better. And those that are better than most, I want them to have the best. That's me. That's what I want. If they want it, but they have to want it.
Mhm.
Because that's the other part.
But how did you get into finances?
Man, I was a victim of the system.
Explain.
Meaning that I'm first generation, parents are immigrants. My dad didn't even speak English when he came here. I I did I didn't do the best things with money. I rather look cute than and look rich than versus getting rich. You know how that is. Because we buy what we feel. We wear things that we think that's going to make us feel like wealthy and worthy. You said that in your book,
Yeah.
right? So I that's how I got along this journey. I did everything not correct. Credit card debt, student loans, living way above my means. It was just horrible. I mean, my score was like 411. That should be someone's height. Not even credit score. You know what I'm saying? So I did everything wrong. It's craziness. And I went to business school and I was like, you're teaching me about business, but you don't even own a business. That's maybe another conversation. Like that to me, that didn't even make any sense too. So yeah, the system. I mean, I don't know how unfiltered I could be.
Very unfiltered. I'm loving this.
Because the system's flawed, man. It's
It is.
not. It doesn't set you up for success. It's a bunch of nonsense, right? There are a lot of people that are highly pedigreed and educated and still broke, right? And then there are people that may have a broken spirit or a broken home and they go out there and they kill it, right?
Yeah.
You can't measure a person's like drive, ambition by a degree. You just can't.
I I always say this. Man, I know some smart broke people.
Mm-hmm.
I know some stupid rich people.
Uh-huh.
I don't know which one I'd rather be. Stupid and paid or smart and broke.
Right.
Alex, you want stupid mother. All right. But
Yes. Sometimes it pays to be naive to a
yeah.
certain degree, right?
Yeah. And you said something important. It's a all right. It's a lot missing. How I grew up. All right. So when I was a child, about I want to say about around 8, I already had utility bills in my name.
Yeah.
So someone already
Yeah.
was like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I'm starting behind.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So I don't appreciate my credit score. I never had an opportunity to say I appreciate this credit score and I'm gonna
You
keep
got
it
to.
safe
Yes.
because it was already negative.
Right.
And I don't even know. I'm like, I ain't paying this. I didn't do this.
Yep.
Again, I'm young. I don't understand it is my name. It is me.
Right.
And I can't just say, well, I didn't do it. Why should I have to pay for it?
Right.
Right. And I learned the hard way where I wanted to purchase something and now I had to pay it off. Even
Mm-hmm.
I'm 8 years old. Like, this doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Right. So being around a lot of people that also don't understand finances and now they teaching young Alex, hey, we don't care about your credit score, we don't care about ours. You This is life.
Right.
Like, what do you say to those kind of parents or those kind of caretakers like taking advantage of
Y-
young people and not teaching
yeah.
them the right way.
And it's sad because everything is about like our upbringing and our environment, right? And so sadly they don't know any better.
Correct.
Now, there are a few that do know better and they just do whatever they want to
Hmm.
do, right? And so there comes a level of responsibility, but I'm gonna just be a little polite and just say that a lot of people don't know any better, and but that's because you, they're in survival mode,
Hmm.
right? You can't build wealth in survival mode. You just can't. You cannot. If you're in constant survival mode, you make errors, you make poor choices, and I don't like that. I don't, and we know that that's
Oh.
big in communities of color, or I would say different socioeconomic levels rather, right? Where you're gonna put utilities in someone else's name and things
Yeah.
like that. And you're not thinking, and the problem is that because we're so short sighted, we don't think long term. We're just thinking now.
Mm.
I need to get this cable on now. I need this light bill now. I need this gas bill on now. I'm not thinking about, because no one ever gave me, sometimes it's selfish too, or no one ever did anything for me. So I'm just gonna this is what happened to me. So they're gonna just
Hurt people. Hurt people
correct. Correct.
financially too.
Yeah.
That's deep.
So
But how do we break the cycle though? How
yeah,
do we say, all right, now it stops with, I'm not gonna do that with to my children, but
yeah.
how do we say, all right, this is the moment, this is bad. If I don't know any better, how do I get better?
Yeah. We have to, okay, so the same type of energy that we put into
Scamming, learning
or
to scam.
or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah,
right? Because again, was it your, wherever your intention goes, that's where you're gonna flow, right?
yeah.
So my thing is this, um, Ghana, the excuse, like, I mean, this may, I may upset somebody right now,
Hmm.
okay, but in this world that we're in right now, where everything is at our fingertips with the click of a mouse, I don't understand how some people are still broke. There's so many opportunities, like, to make money, and not unless
Okay.
you are in a cave and you don't know, because if
They
you're
don't have
on
Wi-Fi.
or something.
Okay.
I mean, just think about it. Even if you're on TikTok, right? Just by people's eyeballs watching you, they're making money.
Mhm.
YouTube, right? So why not reverse it and have everybody maybe watch you, or you mow a lawn, like my, or something. You start a business. I don't I
Yeah,
don't I don't
I
know.
see
Like
what you're
like
saying.
like it's, to me, there's just so, yes, there are things that you can be disenfranchised, but then there are so many opportunities if you're looking. So the same type of energy that we go look for a recipe, or try to put how to put on a lace front wig correctly, that same type of energy that we're Googling all these things. Google, how do I have a side business? How do I have
Hmm.
a side hustle? How do I find a mentor? How do I buy property?
Hmm.
You can Google all of that, right?
But sometimes we
I'm not
don't
saying
know.
that that's the answer though,
Yeah.
too, but it's a start in terms of getting, finding seminars, workshops, meetups, all these things that people can give you that knowledge to kind of move you
I
forward.
want to do better, but I don't know where to start. Meaning, I don't even know what where my what is like my passion. Why am I here? And yeah, I could mow lawn and make some money, but I'm not going to be happy.
Right, because you're
Yeah.
doing
So
that.
th- I know for me, uh, it was a point in my life where I became unhappy, and I had the funds, but I wasn't fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
And I started thinking about my name, my family name, Malcolm X. I love Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. I'm like, man, we still learning about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King to like today.
Right.
It's Martin Luther King Boulevard, Malcolm X's boulevards,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like,
Every community.
every community.
Mm-hmm.
I want an Alex E. Edwards Boulevard.
Why
Why
not?
not?
Why not?
Why not? And when I said that out loud, something sparked, and it said, "Is it about the money or is it about the passion, Alex?"
Right. The
Right?
income or the impact? Which one is it?
Exactly.
Right.
And it's
Uh-huh.
like, all right,
People or the profit? Mm-hmm.
God, and the impact is important to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's very important to me at this moment in my life. Is I look at myself and say, all right, if God forbid, before I wrote the book, if I die, I was a real estate broker. Wait, let's think about this.
Mm-hmm.
God gave me 36 years, and I go up to heaven and he said, you became a real estate broker. That's all, bro. Like, you serious? I gave you all this potential. Look what I gave you. Boom, 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 boom. And you're a real estate broker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It woke me up. It's like,
Yeah.
I can't die a real estate broker.
Yeah, and you know, and I love that you say that, because how many people having that conversation with self on a deeper level, because you have to wonder, like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Why am I here? And if I made it past 30 and you're blessed to make it past 40 and 50, okay, what's really good, right?
Yeah.
Like, am I here just to really? I'm here just to work and pay bills?
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
I'm not gonna make it to the history books.
Nothing. Like, whose life are you really impacting?
Yeah.
Are they talking about you at the cookout and the dinner table and things like that? Is the next generation saying, "Oh, auntie so and so, uncle so and so, grandpa, whatever"? Again, but not everybody thinks that way, right? Not everybody thinks that way, but the people that do think that way, which is you, right? You think that way, and so that's when you start um, really cutting your course to be on that trajectory, to say that when that I want to leave my thumbprint, right?
Yeah.
Around the where I'm going, everywhere. I want to put my stamp on
Yeah.
that. You know,
Yeah.
everywhere. And that's why I got involved in finance too. It's like, I'm so sick of hearing about the racial wealth gap, and the net worth of people from Boston is such and such, and the financial literacy and such, and white families have this and black families have this and Latinos, and all I keep saying is that color folks are still going backwards and non-melanated people are still moving forward. So we can still keep talking about the problem, or we can find a solution. Because last time I checked, you don't get nothing done by talking about the problem. I mean, you address it, it needs to be put into the forefront, but what about fixing it?
This is when the conversation goes wrong. You ready? This is it. All right. At every cookout, this is it. Y'all ready for this? Let me tell you what's wrong with black people. And this is us.
Yeah.
This is not nobody. I'm talking about our cookout. Let me tell you what's wrong with us.
Yeah.
Look, we don't stick together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
The
don't work
same
together,
person
we're
that's
together.
probably
Yeah.
scared one of his brothers going to say, we don't stick together. Let me tell you what's wrong with black people.
Yeah.
Right? One, I'm sick and tired of those conversations.
Right.
I don't want to hear that anymore. I want to hear this. Approach a king like this. Let me tell you what's phenomenal about black people. I love y'all, man. Let me tell you, man. You royalty, and let me tell you why. Talk to me like that. I don't want to hear nothing else about. Don't tell me what's wrong with me. I can talk to myself.
Yes. Yeah.
Approach me the correct way.
Right.
I'm done with the. Let me tell you what's wrong.
Right.
And like you said, we having the same conversation. Guess what? I heard that 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and in the history books. Right? Tell me something positive. How are we going to move forward? Because you constantly tell me that my car don't have no gas. Okay, we ain't going nowhere.
Right.
But if you tell me the nearest gas station, we might have a chance to take off.
But let me tell you, why that's powerful, and you said it, and I'm gonna just put some numbers to it, right? Okay, so here's the problem. I'm gonna just do a mindset shift, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they talk about so black people that we have consumed, not produced, but we've consumed, over 1.5 trillion. Okay. And that has been for the past couple years back to back. I think it's like a 1.7 million now. Unless someone wants to fact check me, go right ahead. Right. But somewhere around that. Right. So that's money moving out.
Yep.
So I'm talking about almost 2 trillion. That's a lot of zeros.
Yep.
Right. That's a lot of zeros. So that just shows how powerful we are as a people. Do you understand that if we decided to change that flow of the direction of that money, how powerful that is? So instead of consuming it, we choose to produce it. That's crazy. Like, I even tell my clients, like, if you accumulate, the student loans and these credit cards. Okay, so the credit cards are self-inflicted. Don't get mad. You did that. Okay, they're self. You don't have to do this. Okay, so if you could rack up $50,000 in credit card debt, and you're committed to working a second job to pay for it, right? You have that level of commitment. Imagine if you have, imagine yourself making that level of commitment to keeping it, and because you already dished it out, but 30,000 out. So that means in my brain, if you change your mindset, that could be 30,000 in, because you're already doing it. You're just making it for someone else versus yourself.
So
you're already doing the action. It's just that it's flowing out the balance sheet the incorrect way.
Balance. So, but we need some type of vision, right? Some type of direction to sit down
Some
and
type
say,
of goal.
yeah, some type of goal. Like, how do we write? But how do we do that? How do you sit down and say, you know what? I'm doing it. Today is the day. I'm going to become financially smart. I'm going to start doing the right things, organize my finances. Where do I start?
Yeah, I'm going to share a story, okay? And my story is when I racked up the credit card debts and the student loans and I was working 4 jobs, okay? Because you got that Amon, I got 15 jobs, right? Yeah, that's me. I'm West Indian, right? Can't tell me I'm lazy. But that's stupid though. I don't want to wear a badge of honor for working hard all the time. It's about working smart, right? But I was sick and tired of that. You really have to get 100% real with yourself and be like, enough is enough. Because if you're 35, 40, 45, and you still struggling to I'm not saying it's not possible that you can do it, but you really have to be serious about, that's it. I'm drawing a line in the sand. I'm planting my flag here. Enough is enough. Like, when am I going to stop, robbing Peter to pay Paul and always in this hustle and grind, I'm broke. Like, you have to, like I woke up, like I used to cry myself to, how, like, when you, I don't know if you know this, but when you're crying all the time, usually you get these little like extra wrinkly bags underneath your eyes and stuff. I used to wear lots of eyeliner. People are like, "Oh, girl, you got a smoky eye." I'm thinking, no. You didn't see me crying my eyes out because my bills were just a mess. I had to draw a line in the sand and say, enough is enough. I'm not going to do this, and I'm going to go out. I'm going to seek the information. So I was just asking people who do better than me financially, what did you do? What did you do? Can you teach me? Can you coach it? Picking up books. Because I'm old school. I'm Gen X, right? So I used to go to the bookstore, Barnes and Noble, whatever, and pick up books and read. But the first thing starts in the mind. You got to decide, like, I'm done. I'm done. And then, interestingly enough, when you make that decision, you start seeking success and seeking abundance and seeking profitability and seeking ways to be better. The universe kind of opens that up, and then you start seeing all those opportunities around you. But you can't do that in strife and frustration and lack all the time. It's virtually impossible to see that, but it's all around us though. It's all around us. But you really have to decide, Alex, it's just the way that it is. You got to say, I'm done. I'm done.
That's deep. When
Did I stump you?
no, it's because it's not stop. It's just, I'm thinking about someone in your predicament now, right? And the strength that they need, and they need to get kicked a couple times. They need to get fall on their butt a couple times.
Correct.
To say, I'm finally done, right? And I'm just thinking about that process of
because some people are in denial too about their situation.
Like how? Explain.
Yeah, there are some people, okay, there was a couple, and she contacted me, and oh my God, my finances, blah 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 blah, and then so I said, I don't like talking to couples separate. If you guys are sharing a household and you're both bringing in income, why am I going to help you and then leave your spouse broke? That's kind of stupid, right? So my thing was, So her husband got on the line. We are kind of chit chatting, and so he tells me, well, yeah, yeah, she really needs the help. Like I'm all set. So all I asked him was one question, which was, oh, so then I guess that you don't have any consumer debt then. And he says, well, yeah. I go, okay, because now he's trying to posture like I'm all set, like I got it, like I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
And so I said, so well, let me ask you a question. You say that you find yourself that you're intelligent about money and you do well. Then why would you want to? Why are you leveraging? Why are you consuming $30 and paying 18% when you can have $30,000 and earn 18%? Why would you do that? And he was like quiet. Why would why would you do?
Gem drop. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel
I
you.
mean, let's talk about it because I'm not, like, and I understand sometimes it's a male female dynamic, but again, I have no gender bias. So if you don't have to posture for me. Just say, Michelle, I don't know, because I know it's not your area of expertise, but don't tell me that you're all set, you're good, throw her underneath the bus, and then when I ask you a question, that you're no different than her. You see what I'm saying? And so, and a lot, but we have to keep it real. So he was in denial, like, oh yeah, I'm good. But how are you good paying 18% when you can be better earning 18%? Just walk me
Did
through that.
I mean, okay, let me ask you this. After you told him, what did he do after?
Oh, so you know how, sometimes people like just, so I didn't take them on as a client
Mm-hmm.
because you always said, sometimes, people can't handle the truth, and I'm very
Yep.
direct, right?
Yep.
So I stepped on some. I'm not responsible for how you feel after what I say. I'm
Yep.
just not.
Yep.
So maybe he took it like, was a little offended. Why? Because I kept it 100 with you. You're paying out. How does that make any sense?
Okay. See.
So I didn't take them on. She wanted the help, and I
Yeah.
said, sis, I can't do it. It doesn't make any sense. I said, because families break up. Again, sometimes it's not infidelity. They break up over money. So now here I am going to come in. I'm going to get you straight, and him and his ego could bring you back to broke again. It could undo everything that we do. Do you understand that?
So, see, I would looked at the numbers and said, "Damn, she's right. I'm hiring her." I don't know. We different.
That's what I'm saying. It's denial. People
Well, we
sometimes
different.
deny. I mean, you
I don't
know.
know.
What they say, we make our decisions emotionally and we justify them logically, and we think it's logic. It's not. It's stupidity. We don't do that.
Damn, we getting deep. We getting deep. The heart will rip you off.
Facts.
The heart will rip you off. The mind, they'll keep it 100 with you.
Yeah.
That's why I always say, when you're doing bad. Your mind tells you, yeah, you swiping a credit card. It's not
Knowing
making you. It's not making you more money than you paying.
Yeah, you're already at
the
60%
yeah.
utilization. Come on, I mean,
Now I swipe my credit card. I want to keep it 100.
I do
I just
too.
swiped my credit card. It was $50,000, right? Interest free for a year.
Hey.
So I said, I'm getting me a new Airbnb. I
I-
can't lie
but,
to you.
but that's different.
I know it's different.
You're leveraging debt
Oh,
to
yeah.
build an asset.
I
That's
can't wait
different.
until this Airbnb is done so I can tell this story. I can't talk about it until it's done. But I'm going to say, wait a minute. When I get that first guest, I'm going to be like, thank you, American Express, for being my partner in this Airbnb. If you are the CEO of American Express, I owe you a weekend. I'm letting you know that right now. My name is Alex E. Edwards, and you can sleep at my Airbnb. And I want to say thank you for investing in my dreams
There you go.
and my wealth. American Express, I rock with you.
Hey.
We'll be right back with Michelle Braithwaite.
Hey, it's Michelle Braithwaite, and you know what? If you want to level up your finances, I love to help people that are serious about building financial wealth, building their financial freedom and their financial independence. Best way that you can reach me is on Instagram at The Braithwaite, or you can reach me on Facebook at Michelle Braithwaite. Again, you can do it that way, or you can do it the Braithwaite.
Yeah, so that's what I did with American Express.
Love it.
That's what I did with the card. And
That's different
yeah,
though.
I know.
It's other people's money, and that's how it's supposed to be, right? If someone, but think. I want to just say one thing. Watch this. So you talked about the respect and appreciating the credit. Listen, if you're gonna work 60 hours, you got to respect your income and
Yeah.
respect your credit. Because watch this. With credit, they don't. Do they ask for your birth certificate?
No.
Did they ask for your social security card? That's for your number,
No.
but not the card to see
No.
it. Did they ask for a driver's license?
No.
Do they ask for you to prove where you live
No.
when you put that on the application?
No.
Oh, they don't check your work references, make sure you work there?
They actually gave me $50,000 almost for nothing on
But
my
watch
word.
this. Do
You're
they
right.
do listen, do they
Right.
contact your job and verify that you're making that money that you put on the
Not at
application?
all.
And then you just go and you trick away your credit? Not you,
Yeah.
but people, you understand that they don't verify nothing, and they give you a line of credit for 10, 20, 30, 40,
Yeah.
$50,000, and you go and you trick that. You gotta respect your credit. You gotta respect it. Where can you go and they'll give you? They don't even know you from a hole in the wall. 50,000, and depending on your mindset, you can go buy an Airbnb, or you can go floss and be broke, pulling up in a whatever in front of your mama's apartment building or your apartment building. That's crazy.
Yeah. New Airbnbs financed by American Express.
I love it. But that's how, again, when you respect your
Yeah.
your credit. That's what happens. You
Yeah.
get them kind of dividends. You get them kind of returns. You
Yeah.
get those kind of opportunities. You got to respect your credit.
And now it's like I want more.
Why
I want I
not?
want I want 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. If we're gonna play this game, it's better than hard money. It's better than private money. It's just it's a no brainer.
Of
It's like
course.
down payments and because look, we're gonna go keep it 100. So I own a construction company. So I just swiped the card at the construction company, and that's how I took the cash and paid the contractors. Right?
Perfect.
and,
What?
and no, I'm gonna be 100, and and it went from a five bedroom one bath
Hmm.
to a 3 bath 4 bedrooms, new kitchen, new everything, new rewired plumbing,
Love it.
the whole 10. Now I know our Airbnb in a different location is doing about 15 to 20,000 profit a month.
So it's net.
Yeah. So I'm like, this is a no brainer. And by the way,
Facts.
Airbnb, best business I ever started. I'm okay dying an Airbnb and an author. Airbnb, shout out to you. All right. So
I love it.
so honestly, it's the best business I ever got into. I just
Mm.
can't believe, but it matched our personality. When I say
Yeah.
my wife and my personality, it matched because we, as you can see, the experience. We like the experience. Like when you walk into a room, we want you to say, "Wow,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be here again." It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So
Experience is everything.
exactly
It's everything.
experience is everything.
Experience is everything. That's why people even go on vacation.
Experience is everything.
Because it's the experience, right?
Experience is exactly.
It's everything.
And so we're like, well, if you're gonna give us this card for free, this money for free,
Yes.
can we make $50,000 back?
Hey, why not
I think
leverage?
so. I think so.
Facts.
And just say we don't on that property, we got the other property that we'll just pay it off with, right? So no matter what, it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst case scenario, we say, you know what, Airbnb is not working in this location. We rent it, and the rents, that particular home, the rents will probably be about $35,000 to $4,000.
So it paid for it.
So it constantly pays for itself
Constant.
in any direction I go.
Correct.
But the thing is, I had a plan. I didn't have a plan. I didn't sit on it. I actually got the car to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the car to say, hey, I might buy a jewelry and then pay it off that way. It was like, all right, how can I make more money,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then I had to sit down and look at my businesses and say which business is making like real good funds
Mm-hmm.
while I sleep.
Yeah,
And Airbnb
I love it.
was number one, and my wife was like, hey, you gotta go with the Airbnb with this location.
Put your energy where the money flows.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and so this talking about credit cards and other tools. What are other tools people could use to get ahead in life financially?
Yeah, that's a good question because all debt all debt is not the same,
Yeah.
and all debt's not bad. Just that people just don't know how to use it and leverage it. That's not bad. But the again, the problem is that but no one's teaching how to leverage it and use it. Unfortunately,
With that being said, I want to ask you one question
yeah.
because there's a lot of my West Indian folks. They want to do this and they can't wait to do this.
What the susu?
Paying off
Oh.
your house. Why?
Okay. It depends.
Okay.
It depends. So okay, this is good. So some people say,
Uh huh.
well, I don't want to pay it off because I can't deduct my interest.
Hmm.
Okay, is that why is that what
No,
you
I
heard?
got another.
Okay,
I got another view.
you got another
I
view.
got
Okay,
another view for you.
oh yeah, I like to hear
Okay.
this. So some people don't want to pay it off because they want to deduct the interest. But when you deduct the interest, that's not dollar for dollar. It's
Hmm.
only a certain percentage, right?
Hmm.
Other people say, okay, well, I want to pay it off because if I'm paying out what like $2,000 every single month,
Hmm.
right? That's $2,000 that I get to keep and that I get to invest in. And
Hmm.
especially if it's a, let's say, a rental property, yeah, your profit, your excuse me, your monthly cash flow numbers have changed now because if your mortgage on the property is, let's say, it's 6,000, and you're collecting like $9,000 worth of rent, your profit's what, 3,000. But if you had no mortgage, all that's positive. So I guess it depends on your overall goal and what your objective is. My thing is that if you're going based on traditional financing and acquiring and things like that, then yeah, because that's how we're indoctrinated with the debt to income ratios and things like that. Then people want to pay off things and pay it down. But if you're learning how to scale differently, then then that's a non-issue.
Okay.
That's a non-issue, especially if you want to, write off depreciation and losses and all that other crap,
How
right?
about those people say I want to pay my mortgage off early? You still the same? You
Yeah,
feel the
because
same way?
well, it's not about what I feel. They tell me what they want to do, and
Yeah.
my job is to show them how to do it.
Okay.
Period. I
So,
don't ever tell somebody what to do unless they want me to,
so
unless they want to, right? They tell me
yeah,
what they want. My job is to give them what they want.
advise them. So, uh, a lot of people are, I'm going to pay off my mortgage. I want to pay off my mortgage. I'm going to do. I'm going to pay twice a month.
Or
I want,
biweekly,
but
biweekly,
yeah,
biweekly's
but that's
better,
different.
but
Twice, meaning twice full payments twice a month.
yeah, that's
So
crazy.
yeah, that's
Biweekly's
biweekly is
better.
different.
Yeah.
That's different. I agree with that. I don't agree with if your mortgage is this $3,000, you paying $6,000 to kind of rush it, and I'll tell you why. I'm like, well, if you could take that same $3,000,
Mhm.
save up, and buy another property that pays you $3,000, or pay you more than $3,000, but say this pay you $3,000, and you say, well, Alex, it's the same $3,000. Then I want to say, but now you have two properties growing in equity. So yeah, you paying $3,000 on both sides, and both properties really paying each other, and you good, right? But now you have your equities doing this. And guess what? Maybe you want a third property, and maybe now is a commercial building. You're going to say, let me just borrow some equity because money's cheap right now. All right, boom. Now you buy a commercial building. And then you're going to say, whoa, I like this. Now I have a commercial building. I have about 15 units. I'm living the life. I might want to do this again.
Right.
So the part I say, well, why focus on one home and try to pay this off in 20 years and miss out on all the other wealth that you could have gained
Right.
if because by just focusing on this one home.
But let me hear. But here's the thing. But that's based on your knowledge and your
Correct.
experience,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
So they may think what you do is foolish or
Yeah.
risky, and you may think that they're doing something foolish and risky, right?
Correct.
So it's all based on a person's perspective and
Yeah.
experience. But that's why it's important to know what is it that you want, because my strategy may not be yours.
Yeah.
That's why I don't, I do my best not to downplay someone else, because that's just where they're at, and that's just at their capacity, to do things unless they're open and willing to hear something different. I see what you're saying, but we're talking about like, uh, I hate to use like everyday people, right? And plus, you have to think different.
Yeah.
Right? Either you can follow the
Yeah.
crowd and get what the crowd always gets, or you can go against the grain and get what the people that do that get, right? Not everybody's thinking about, oh, I'm going to take the 3,000 and buy another property and whatever. It's the same people that tell me, oh, Michelle, I can't put money away into an IRA. But fam, you know what? You just paid off your car. You got $500, back on the table. What you did is you just released and you already have the money. You already have it. Once again, the flow, that cash flow is like people, oh, I'm broke. Sometimes you are, sometimes you aren't. Alex, let me tell you this. Let me tell you one thing.
Yeah.
It is scary how close that a lot of people are to wealth. It's frightening that some people are completely clueless of just how close they are to wealth just by changing this. I'm telling you, I see it all
But
the time.
you see how you worded that? That's important because
It's frightening.
Someone could say, "Boy, Alex, I could tell you how people are so close to being broke or really losing everything." But you worded it a different way.
Yeah,
See,
nah.
that excited me. I was like, "All right, man, Curtis, are you close to wealth?" Julie, you know what I'm saying? But you never know. We don't know yet. We don't know
I'm
yet.
telling you, and
Just mindset, based on mindset.
It's
though.
based on mindset. But watch this though. But your thinking has gotten you to where you are now. It's not going to get you out. It's just not. You're thinking because your thoughts create actions, right? Your thoughts create action. Those actions create results. So if you don't like those results, what makes you think that if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get a different, you're going to get different, nah. And it's not even people go, oh, if you keep doing the same thing, you get the same thing. No, you're going to get worse.
Yeah. So
it compounds. It's going to be worse. It's gonna compound. So yeah, it's not just in money. Money doesn't. That compound and exponential. You're compounding your brokenness too. I'm just saying. Because here's where it's compounding. It's to you, and then to your son, and then your son's daughter, and then your daughter. You see what I'm saying? You can have that generational. Listen, you can be generational wealth or generational poverty. All of it's still compounding, but in which way?
diabetes and poverty is passing down.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It compounds. It doesn't add up. It compounds.
Yeah. And you have a rule about compounding, right? What was the rule?
Yeah, it was not my rule.
Well, it's not
but
what you're a poster child for.
It's the money rule. I love that rule because that's what got me.
Can you explain?
That got me in business. That, you know what? That rule there stopped because I had a shopping addiction. Okay, I'm a recovering shopaholic. I didn't say recovered. Okay, I said I instead of me buying stuff, I buy stocks and stuff. I invest stuff. Okay, still shopping, but it's better. So it's the rule 72. You can Google it. Listen, we know about Ben Franklin being outside with the kite and the key and the rain, all that crap, right? But no one taught us the rule 72. No one taught us that. No one talked about compounding interest. We know Einstein about E equals MC squared. Yeah. What does that have to do with my money?
All right, with this, when you explain this, I need you to look in the camera, your camera, right? Because we're gonna have my man Scott do something pretty cool. He's going. The rule is gonna be on the side of your head. So as you look in this camera, you could be like this. You could do this, okay? And point to it, and it's right here on the side of your head.
That's what's
all
up.
right? This is gonna be crazy. Y'all ready for this? Action.
All right. Rule 72. This is how it works. The rule is just how fast it takes your money to compound, okay, or double. The math is you take 72 and you divide it by the interest rate. So 72 divided by the interest rate of wherever you're putting your money is how fast it's gonna take money to double. So let's say you get 3%. 72 goes into 3 24 times. So that means you gotta wait 24 years for your money to double once. If you're getting 6% on your money, 72 goes into 6 12 times. So now you got to wait 12 years for your money to double. So if you're working hard for your money and you don't know how hard your money's working for you, you'll never be able to build wealth. Your money has to be working harder for you than you're working harder for it. Has to. That curb my shopping addiction because here's how I did the math.
Okay.
Here's how I did the math. I said, let me get this right. So if I had $10,000, okay, I don't know what the average credit limit is, and maybe it's 8,000. I have no idea. But if I had $10,000, and if I chose to invest it at 12%, 72 goes into 12 6 times, and now my money's gonna be doubling every 6 years. 10 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 80, and right around between 80 to 160, 160 to 320. So I said, wait a minute, but who issues credit cards? Banks, finance companies, right? So when they charge us, do we ever get charged 12% interest? Usually our interest rates are average what, 18, 19%. So my thought process is, wait a minute. So I'm gonna pimp myself out and pay 18, 19, 20%
You almost borrowing your own money.
when I can earn it.
Yeah.
So now if I have 10,000 and I put it in, now that's just rough math, okay?
Yeah.
I'm saying consistent. So imagine if I consistently got 18%.
Yeah.
72 goes into 18, was that 3.5? So now my money's compounding like this. I was like, oh no, I'm not doing that anymore. So I look cute, but I'm broke. And it's not cute being broke. It's just not. It didn't make any sense. So I said, no, I'm not doing that. So I stopped because that's what they're doing to me. So every credit card balance you have, you take that interest rate, you divide into 72. Every single time you carry a balance, that's how they're making money off of you. That's how they're doing it. It discovers all of them. Okay. So yeah, that stopped it in me. I said, oh yeah, I'm not doing that no more.
Wow. But you was just about to give us some game. You took it right back. Like you was about to drop a gem. Gem was halfway down.
What was
like,
that?
I ain't gonna do that. You said if I had $10,000 today, I would. I thought you was about to say you was going to invest in stocks or something.
Oh,
yeah,
but no, but that's what I did.
Okay.
So instead of me consuming, right? Instead of me, swiping. Yes, do I still swipe? Yes, but more intelligently now, right? I'm methodical about it. But I rather take the 10,000 and put it in a stock or a mutual fund. Like I love mutual funds because they have again still level of risk, but less risk. Okay,
Yeah.
so
What's a mutual fund?
So all it is, a mutual fund is just investors pool their money. They give it to a professional money manager, and the money manager, like they call it a portfolio manager, and they manage the money. So they pick and choose the stocks and bonds that are inside the mutual fund. Do you understand that one mutual fund has an average of like between 72 and 150 stocks? So in order for you to lose all your money in a mutual fund, so imagine you have a mutual fund.
Yeah.
You got 150 stocks, 150 companies.
Yeah.
How would you lose all your money in that? What would have to happen?
All 150 companies go broke.
Have to go out of business on the same day at the same time.
Yep.
So what's the likelihood of that happening?
When the world comes to an end.
Correct.
When we don't need the money
right.
anymore.
but imagine having your money in you ever heard of a company called Linens and Things?
Linen? No.
Yeah, see, they're not even around. Bed Bath and Beyond is, right?
Yeah.
Sears, they still around?
One, I think.
Okay. So how are you as an investor if you own stock in that company?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But if you had a mutual fund, you had Sears in it, and if Sears went out of business, do you care?
No.
Because you got 149, and the portfolio manager just replaces it with
Target.
with something either equivalent or new and different to get new and different investors.
So how many mutual funds are there in the market?
Thousands.
How do you pick which one you
great question. I know, I'm so sick of hearing on social media, pick QQQ because expense ratios. Listen, y'all doing that, like that's crazy. It goes beyond the expense ratios. Because watch this. Everyone loves index funds. You don't have to have.
What's an index fund?
Yeah, so an index fund.
This is Gem Job. Like, I'm sorry, I'm like, what's that? What's that?
My fault. I apologize.
Go ahead.
I do that sometimes. Excuse me. I do that. Yeah. So an index fund, all it is just all the companies that are on the index. So whether it's NASDAQ, the S&P 500, which stands for Standard & Poor's, or whatever. To me, that's a.
Sorry, what's S&P stands for?
Standard & Poor's.
Standard & Poor's? Never knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, Standard & Poor's.
Wow.
Yeah, you can You can Google that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So which is just a rating agency, how they rate all the funds. Okay. So you have all. Let's say it has 500 companies. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, duh. I mean, so your money is spread out between 500 companies.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you
So
you
500 good companies, right?
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
in all sectors and whatever.
Okay.
So obviously, you're like, well, I can't go wrong. That's true. You can't. But it's like almost like if you had a martini, right? If you had a martini, you can take a martini. You can have a martini. Martini is what? Just vodka and some olives, maybe, right? So it's like you having a martini with like two olives, or you can have a martini with two olives, but like 20 ice cubes in it. Okay, it's still a martini, but what's the experience? What's the experience like drinking the vodka without the 20 cubes versus the one with the 20 cubes? What's the
What?
what's your experience when you
What?
drink when you drink that martini? It's straight vodka
Yeah.
versus having vodka with 20 ice cubes.
Yeah.
It's still a martini, but what's the experience like?
It's chilled and is less strong.
Yeah,
Not as strong.
it's watered down,
Yeah.
so less strong. So you still get a return in the S&P, but if you had a concentrated portfolio
I see what you're
with maybe 8 to 10, it's you
saying.
see, you'll get it's a more robust rate of return. And you can talk to any professional, licensed financial advisor and they'll tell you all the time if you had a designer portfolio versus just one with a whole bunch of index funds because you don't it doesn't take you I and sadly I see a lot of financial planners give people index funds. It's a lazy approach to design. Anybody could do that. You don't have to think. You can pick an index and just whatever.
All right. So right now, $20,000 we have that we just want to invest. What fund am I choosing? You said.
Yeah, I like to customize it because again, if you're going somewhere special, do you want something off the rack or do you want it customized to you? You're going someplace.
Customize, of
You
course.
want something customized, right? So customization, so having an index fund is basic. It's just
Okay.
it's like picking something off the rack.
Okay.
Versus having something with large cap, small cap, mid cap, a little bit of international bonds, and maybe a value or sector fund. You see, so that's what I do. I customize that, so I give you a little bit more robust, right? You have a little bit more control. If you throw in an index fund, you have no control. Yeah, now you don't control the funds that are the stocks that are inside the mutual fund because the portfolio managers do that. But you get to pick and choose. You might go, you know what? I like this fund. This fund invests in REITs. I want that one. I like this fund. This fund invests in gold. I want to add that one to my portfolio. I like Amazon, Facebook. I like the FANGs. You know, give me, which just stands for Facebook, Apple, Netflix, Google. Okay, that's what that stands
It's
for.
fangs.
FANGs. Yeah, it's
Okay.
an acronym.
Do it again. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's Facebook,
Uh-huh.
Apple, Netflix, and Google.
Fangs.
FANGs, right? Just like the
Okay.
bricks, right? Just like the
Trump drop. You knew that? Oh, okay. Oh, you an investor. You didn't. You listen to some stuff. You're gonna listen to this podcast. That's what you're gonna do. Then you're
right.
gonna listen to it like
Okay,
five
so
times.
that's the FANG, but what about the bricks? You know the bricks?
The bricks.
I mean, I know we know flipping bricks, but
Well,
do you know the bricks?
Well, I know it depends which bricks we're talking about. We know there's some bricks that's coming together that kind of saying deuces to America for currency.
Yeah,
Are we talking about those bricks?
Yeah, so
okay.
so you know that acronym,
Oh,
right?
oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so for those
But you can say it.
for
Yeah,
you don't
tell
don't
us.
know, so it's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Okay. So yeah, they're about ready to, I had a talk with my mentor yesterday. They're trying to do something, but we'll see what happens because there's a couple of formulas that ain't mathing on that. But yeah. So I customize. Again, I don't want to give someone something that's off the rack, right? I want to customize it. So I'll give them a medley and they have more control and they can have fun. They can pick and choose and move things around. I don't recommend, to always play Russian roulette with that. But to me, it's better. You get a better. So yeah, the S&P may have done 2.8% over the past whatever. But if you look at a properly customized portfolio, it could do like maybe 20% because you're not so watered down. Again, it's a lazy no-brainer approach to investing, but it's good for new investors though. It's good for new investors. But all my high net worth clients that really want, it's great, they ain't doing that.
So where should someone start today? Right now. Right now. I want to start somewhere. Tell me where to start.
Yeah,
Right now.
best place to start is always in your employer 401k or 403b. Best place to start investing. If you're an employee, if you're not an employee, if you're an entrepreneur, you get some type of again, if you're a sole proprietor, you can get a solo K or an IRA, or you can get a SEP IRA. SEP stands for self-employed person,
Okay.
but and
401k.
you go to a brokerage company, you can come through me, or you can go to a brokerage company to do that. Just make sure, though, that you're picking someone that has your
So
best
if
interest.
they pick you, any state, they can live in any state.
I'm licensed in 12 states.
Okay. So they have to live in one of those states, one of the 12 states?
Yeah, they can live in any state, and I got them.
Okay. That's what I'm asking. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. So, all right. So you brought up 401k. When I was 19 years old, I had an opportunity to get a 401k, to invest in a 401k. Couldn't believe it. And I didn't have
They have
any.
a match?
Huh?
Did they have a match?
Yeah, they had
that
a
free
match.
money?
I'm about
Yeah.
to get. I'm about to.
Okay.
They had a match. Bank of America. Ken Lewis, what's up? So I'm 19 years old, and they're talking about like, you got to fill out this 401k benefits. I'm like,
Yeah, what is this?
first of all, who am I going to go to and ask for help?
Facts.
'Cause
That's facts.
no one around me have benefits, so I'm screwed somewhat. But I heard something. So what's a 401k? Well, 401k, if you put your money in, they'll match you. I want to say at the time was like 10%.
If they're a profitable company.
Yeah, up to 10%, something like that. So I said, say that again. Say, well, if you put in this, you know, your money, they'll match what you put in up to.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay. Then this was the most important part. This is all I heard. I heard this. They take it before the IRS gets their
Yes.
share. I said,
Yep. Pre-tax.
I'm 19 years old.
But you understood that.
But I don't know how. And I'm here sitting right now as I told you the story. I don't know how I understood that. Because
love it.
I didn't even get a return on taxes yet. So, but they said they're going to take it out before taxes. I said, max me, please. So, because in my head, I was like, well, if you take it out before taxes, then that
Yep.
means taxes is going to take less because taxes think I'm making less. So, therefore, I'm
Facts.
actually making more because
That's
taxes
right.
taking less.
Boom.
So, I started calculating. This is real talk. I started calculating. So, I was like, oh, $30,000 a year. I'm making almost $30,000 a year in the savings account. So, I'm like, yo, I'm 19. When I'm 30, I'm going to retire, dog.
Time value of money.
I'm
Okay,
about to retire
sure.
at 30.
Yeah,
I
sure.
planned my whole life out. I was like, I'm staying at the Bank of America. I'm going to be a teller for 30 years, for 10 years. I'm done. Like, watch. I'm going to retire. I'm
I
like,
love it.
I felt like I learned something. I'm like, yo, so no one else knows this. No one else knows this. They don't know. Oh, man, they don't know this. So I started asking the older folks. We don't. I don't max mine out. I said,
I can't have that money come out of my paycheck.
and the person that was doing, he was like, I think he was at the time he was like 45, and he was a teller like me, and I'm 19. I was like, I understand why you here with me, bro.
Facts.
I understand why you're 45 and you're getting the same paycheck I'm getting. Because you talking about, you need to be like, right? You need to make this money work. Let me tell you what's happening right now. You don't know. Ken Lewis is hooking us up. You just don't know.
Yeah.
And
That's a gem drop right there,
yeah,
though.
dead serious. But I then took the money out. I took some money out, and I got hit. I finished my basement and rented it out.
Okay.
Because a year after, I bought a house at 20 years old, my first investment property. And I was like, I need to fix the basement up because the basement is not making me no money. So I took some of that 401k, boom, was making about $650 a month, and still paying my 401k back.
Putting money in
it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It was a no-brainer. And I'm going to pull up a gem drop for me. Gem drop. We'll
Boom.
be right back.
Selling a home can be one of the most lucrative things you can do in your life, and choosing the right real estate brokerage will ensure that. In that case, Thumbprint Realty should be your only choice. So before you sell, call Thumbprint Realty at 617 287 9000. Thumbprint Realty, real estate done right.
All right, so that's the Bank of America story, my 401k story. So when you brought up 401k, I was like, wait a minute, I got a story about
Yeah.
401k.
But did you know what the new rules now? Okay, the new rule is that because you guys can Google the Secure Act 2.0. I mean, it's like this long, but there's some lots of yummy stuff in there. I'll tell you one, okay, about the 401k, or two rather.
Okay.
I'll do two. You could borrow $10,000 from your 401k to buy your first home penalty free. So you got to pay taxes on it, but it's penalty free. Anything above that, you got to pay the penalty on.
Yep.
And if you just wanted some emergency fund money, they'll let you borrow $1,000 without the penalty as well.
Yep. So they had that rule when I was in the bank too. You had to show a PNS. You had to show a some type of document that you buying this home, and yeah, you're 100% right. It's free money.
Yeah, I mean that's if you're short on cash.
Nah,
are you familiar with secured loans?
Secure loans.
Yeah, secured loans.
No.
Like through like a credit union.
Explain.
Okay, so did you know that? Okay, because sometimes, right? Can you borrow money if your credit's jacked?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, will people loan you the money and you don't have to pay for it if your credit is jacked?
No.
Okay, exactly, right? So a lot of people sometimes, again, if you're thinking traditional sense of buying a home, you got to have good credit and things like that. But unless you think creatively and do, private money lender and things like that. But let's go the traditional route. So if your credit is whacked and you can't get, you can't get a credit card, you can't even get cable because your credit's messed up, right? You understand that but if you're a good saver, you understand that your credit union, they can loan you money against your asset. That's why you got to save your money.
But wait, hold on. I always argue in my head with this. If I owe $150,000,
yep,
and I have $300,000 in my savings account,
yep,
do I have 300,000 or do I have 150,000?
If you owe 150
and I have $300,000 in my bank account, do I really have 300 because I owe? Should I just, because technically you probably should. When I say not mortgages, not mortgages, more like credit cards.
Okay, so you got 100. Okay, yeah. So you have credit totaling 150,000.
Yeah.
But you also have 300,000 in cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 300,000 in cash. It's not 150. We're not talking about. You're not talking about your net worth.
Yeah.
We're just talking about cash.
Yeah, got it.
Good question though.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, we're not talking about
battle
net.
that. We're like, well, if I owe $10 to someone, I have $20 in my pocket. I really have $10 in my pocket because that $10.
When it leaves, that's different.
You're right,
when it leaves, that's
100% right. Because that $20, I can flip it to 40. Because I went to Vegas the first time and I put $20 down. I won $20 and I got up and left. So yo, cash me out. I never won $20 in 5 minutes, and I don't know what's happening right now. So cash me out before y'all figure out y'all made a mistake.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, so you could actually go and that's why it's important, that you can leverage. That's why you got to respect your income. Because you can still be busted with credit, right? You got to respect your income.
Wait, break this down again. Sorry. Bring it back. The name of it and tell me again.
Okay, so it's secured lending.
Okay.
So you're a risk. If your credit is jacked, you're a risk. Mm-hmm. So they're not going to give you their money because you prove you're not responsible for paying money back and paying on time, right? So, but they'll say, but here's the thing though, but you got to give us something that's like some type of collateral. Mm-hmm. You got to make us secure that we're going to give you this money because we can be secure that we're going to get the money back. Okay, well, cool. Well, how about my credit may be a wreck, but I got 5,000 in my checking account, 5,000 in my savings account.
Yeah.
They'll say, okay, well, cool. Yeah, we'll let you borrow money. Why? Because we're gonna secure it against the 5,000 in cash. So they'll give me $5,000 of their money. I still keep my 5,000, but they gave me their 5,000.
Gem drop. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
But watch this though.
How about if I had 20,000? They'll give me 20,000.
So
or like, is it?
You
is
have
it a limit?
20,000. They'll give you their 20,000, and you keep your 20,000. And why do I know? It's because I've done it. I don't ever speak on things that I don't do, ever, ever. So watch this, and they'll report to the credit bureau and help you build credit. And while you got their money, so hanging on to your cash.
Wow.
And wait a minute, it gets
Go
better.
ahead. Go ahead.
Gets better, and the interest rates are lower.
Then if you had good credit. So and the only
interest
way
rates
to
are
use,
lower.
The only way to use this product if you have bad credit. I can't go
No,
in there
no,
with
no, no, no.
800 credit score and be like,
Oh,
yo,
no,
I
no.
want to use it.
Anybody can do it.
Anyone could do it.
Anyone could do it. So imagine, watch this. So imagine you're renovating a property.
I know.
Okay, so
I know.
Right. So imagine you're renovating a property,
Yeah.
and you may be like short on cash. You have some cash, but you may be short on cash, or you don't want to come off it, right?
Yeah.
But you can just say, okay, well, cool. I'm gonna leverage this asset because now it's not because see you earned it, the income earned it. Now it's an asset because you have it in hand. So you're gonna say, well, I'm gonna borrow against this asset. So you put it in the account and says, okay, well, cool. I'm gonna put 50,000 in here, and they'll say, sure. Well, we'll loan you 50,000. So guess what? So how much do you have total now?
I'm sorry, I blanked out.
You have your 50 in cash.
When you said flipping, I was doing it in my mind. Alex has left podcasting like this show right now, and I was like, wait a minute. She said flipping. Okay, so if I have 100.
So imagine you're
Sorry,
flipping. So imagine
sorry.
you're trying to renovate a property that you want to flip.
Yep, I have
But-
$100,000 in my account.
But you're extended. You don't want to come up off
Correct.
your money. You want to. All right.
Yep.
So you could now every institution is different in terms of how much they'll do it. That's why you got to call around. Okay. But let's say you find an institution and they say, well, yeah, we do secured loans here. Okay, cool. What's your maximum? We can loan up. We'll do it for 100,000. So that means you could put 100,000 in your savings account, and they'll loan you 100,000, and you keep your 100,000 in cash.
This is
Okay. So you have your but wait a minute. So you
Okay.
have your 100,000.
Yep. And they're 100.
So how much do you have total?
200. Gem drop. All right, that was a big gem.
No,
so you
and-
just showed. So
No credit check. You ain't got to verify your income. Why? Because it's secured against cash. It's secured against your cash.
yo,
No tax returns, none of that crap.
so technically, Julie, Curtis, if y'all down with me, just say if you agree, say nothing. All right, great. So I'll show $100,000 in my account. I'll go to this bank, then we're gonna get another 100,000, and then we're gonna buy Hawk. We're just gonna buy the whole company. Like, look, we know your story about what you did. Take this 200. We'll take all the contracts. We'll take it from here. Matt, go flip homes, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm joking. But I'm just thinking because a lot of people say, well, okay, what am I going to do with the money though, Michelle? Right? Because it's like, all right, yeah, we have this information now. People can run and Google it at right now if they wanted to.
Yeah, that's why I prefer secured loans over secured cards.
Yeah.
Secured loans are better than a secured card. Secured cards are for consuming. Secured loans are for producing. Period.
Say that again.
Yes.
Okay.
A secured loan is for producing. A secured card is for consuming because we're talking about a credit card.
Yeah.
So you're buying gum, clothes, that's consuming.
Yeah.
But when you have a secured loan, that's producing because if you get a card, you don't have a relationship with the bank.
Yeah.
You have a relationship with that lender on the card. You get a secured loan through a bank, Now the menu opens up to you for everything else that they want to give you.
Wow.
And unsecured. Now they had no
Wow.
problem now giving you $200,000 unsecured. Why? Because of your behavior that you did with the unsecured money.
Okay.
How do I know that? Because I've done it.
Wow. Okay. All right. I'm a new parent. How do I set my kids up? What are 1, 2, 3 setup? Some easy things I could do to make sure I start securing my kids' future financially.
First of all, number one, you got to have open conversations with them. We got to stop that. Oh, and I won't let my kids. No. You got to talk to your kids about money.
Okay.
But you got to also be careful of how you talk to them about money. It
I
can't
agree.
be like, oh, we're broke, we're struggling with this.
I don't use broke in my house at all.
Right? Yeah,
Like,
you can't.
I can't.
I can't afford it. No.
I don't do that because
Yeah, no.
my kid can't see a Range Rover, a Porsche, and nice clothes, and it'd be like, you know what?
Conflicting facts.
I want to be broke like my daddy.
Yeah,
my daddy broke. I want to be
It's
just
conflicting because they're
him.
like, wait a minute, how is it that you're leaving me? You drop me off at daycare. I'm
Yeah.
at school. You're working all the time, and we broke. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I want to
Right?
be like my superhero. What you want to be when you grow up, Carter and Callie? I want to be broke like my daddy. Like, and that's what we do constantly though, and we don't know,
We don't know it.
when your kid walk up to you and I'm broke, or when someone be like, yo, what's good? You doing good, man? I see you got big clothes and you had last week, and that person I'm broke. It's like they can't even understand someone's trying to congratulate you, and the
Yeah.
first thing you say is
Yeah.
I'm broke.
Yeah, they're carrying on that
It's-
narrative.
it carrying that.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, and I
Yeah.
don't wish broke upon myself at all. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to. God, I'm not. I'm with God. If you took all my money away, I'm still now broke. I appreciate the breath that you give me every day. Amen.
Yeah, but that's number one. We have to have the open dialogue. Got to have conversations, right? They have to see you doing things. Number two, you have to not just tell them, but then you got to show them, right? Because kids don't do what you say; they watch what you do. Okay, right? So you got to show them. So one cool way to do it is start them, because one thing is that good savers become great investors. If you're a good saver, it's easy if you become a great investor. But if you know how to save your money, it's very difficult to become an investor, because you got to start from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So then you get them, if you can give them a visual and like give them like a little piggy bank. Again, I don't advocate banks for long-term wealth building. Banks are great for savings.
Yep.
You got to invest for long-term wealth. Have to, okay? So if you get them a savings so they can watch their money grow and things like that, and then have number three, have conversations to them about budgeting. We can't always, just give them. You make them earn it with chores and, whatever that, that is. But then talk to them about the value of money, to let them know that, you have to work for it. You gotta earn it, right? You gotta earn it. But then also be mindful of how we're using the money. So if they want this video game or whatever, instead of you put on your card, have them save up for it and buy it themselves. I'm not saying everything, something that may be so far out of reach, again, depending on how you want to run your household, but there's nothing wrong with that, because you want them to learn out in the streets, you want to learn it from home, because the streets don't love your kids. You do, right? You're going to be a little bit more forgiving with them. So toughen them up and teach them in the home, and then you talk to them about investing. Like when my godkids were little, especially like my oldest one, I talked to them about what stocks were. I told him what mutual funds were. We talked about credit. And I said, I'm telling you, when you get to college, trust me, you won't even get past sophomore year before all your friends who don't look like you are going to start talking about money. And sure enough, sophomore year, he called me at the frat house. All his boys were talking about money. And he had no problem pulling his chair up to the table, because he said, yeah, my godmother already told me that. My godmother already told me that. You see what I'm saying? So you got to have the conversation, set them up, open them up an account. You can do a 529 plan if you choose to do that for college. I don't really recommend that, whatever, right? But you can still open up an investment. You can do an UTMA account, okay, where you're the custodian, and that money you can gift it to them when they turn 21, 22 years old. It's a great way to invest.
How old can you start? How young can you start? Sorry.
As soon as they get Social Security number.
Okay.
Okay.
And how much can you put in a year?
Better is, if you're planning to have children, is to start saying, you know what, this is my kids fund. It hasn't even here yet.
Yeah.
Changing our mindset, because I got some non-melanated clients that do that. They already had money put aside for a kid they haven't had that wasn't even here yet. Different mindset,
Yeah.
right?
I bought baby clothes and I didn't have kids yet. I was different
and
mindset. I messed up.
I'm just
I had
noticing.
bibs.
I know people that have done that
Yeah.
too, but I also know people that had those assets in the
Yeah,
account
I should have
already.
did that.
So as soon as the kid's born, boom, you got 5,000 goes or 10,000 goes into the account. So yeah, you can as soon as they get a social security number, because man, and listen, you understand that if you're I think I ran the number. I think it's $25 a week at 9%. 9% consistent rate of return, they can have six figures by the time that they're 18 years old. It's crazy.
Wow.
That's because they're starting early. A lot of times we start too late.
So before we end the show, I just want to ask you three things.
Okay.
All right. And it got to be quick. All right.
Uh-oh.
Mortgage before marriage. What you think? Do you think it's smart to purchase home before marriage?
Yeah.
And be individual and be financially independent first?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can I explain why?
Yeah.
Okay. Because here's the thing. Most people are either in dependent relationships or codependent. See, when he stands strong or whoever, when both people stand strong independently, when they come together, it's interdependent. It's way different.
Yeah.
It's way different.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, so absolutely.
All right. You told me something about life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember?
We had a lot of conversations.
You
about
said
not-
wealthy people are not looking for life insurance if they have so many
so many assets.
So can you explain that?
Yeah, sure. So I know like the whole lifers out there probably ain't gonna like this conversation, but I don't care. Okay. But not everybody needs life insurance. Okay.
Right.
Life insurance, should everybody have it? Yes.
Yeah.
But does everybody need it? No. And they have different kinds for different people.
Yeah.
So most wealthy people, they're wealthy. Their assets can put them in the ground, right?
Yeah.
So they're not looking for life insurance. They may do it for estate taxation, relief and gift taxation, things like that. But that's different.
Yeah.
But if you have the asset, you don't need the insurance. Because think about it, when you do GoFundMe, people do the GoFundMe is because they don't have the asset. They don't have money.
Yeah.
Because if they had the life insurance, they wouldn't need to do the GoFundMe. Yeah. So the life insurance creates cash that I don't have. Yes. But if I have the cash, enough cash that I don't really need it. No. You just have to figure out, do you want to give your family enough money to put you in the ground or to create that generational wealth? Then you think about how insurance plays into that, or you become self-insured by your assets.
Got it. And we coming to the end. All right, we getting there. This is the longest podcast he ever shot in the history of Gem Drop. All right. But we're there, and then we're gonna get to respect your breath. All right, just real quick. This is the last story. So I believe I got beaten life insurance. Right, right now I got 3 whole life insurance policies.
Oh my!
I don't understand why. Now I got my life insurance when I was 24.
Oh my gosh!
Right, 24, no kids, no girlfriend.
It's a smart
I'm
thing
single.
to do, though.
Yeah, it was smart.
Smart thing to do. Maybe not the best
program,
but it was a smart thing to do. Let's not. Yeah.
And so I had the same. Was dealing with the same financial advisors since 24.
That wasn't
right?
an advisor. That was a salesperson.
A salesperson, okay, or a scammer, whatever you want to call it. So that person I dealt with at the beginning was phenomenal. Like, it was phenomenal. We had a term and a whole whatever.
Term was better.
Yeah. So now, he someone else took over the portfolio because I think this person retired, and this person ripped me off, scammed me the whole 10. I'm saying it. Big time. Like he beat me down, right? And it made me go into this deep hole of trying to figure out life because I never got beat before, and I'm like, damn, I didn't see this coming.
Hurts.
And so what I learned about myself and life insurance, and this is what I came up with. Okay, I feel like whole is for people that want that 9 to 5 just want to play it safe
Mm-hmm.
in life. It's not gonna do too much
Right.
risk. Don't want to own their own business. They just like, you know what,
Correct.
whatever.
No assets. Don't
This
want
is
to.
what I want to
Yep.
do.
Yep.
Simple life.
Uh-huh.
And then when you come to term is a bridge to get you to your dream,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like, well, I'm going to get a 30-year policy, and within that 30-year, I'm becoming a billionaire,
Correct.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
I just need that bridge
Correct.
just in case I die,
Correct.
and before I become a billionaire,
Correct.
but my family is still okay.
Right.
So that's the difference between the term and whole for me, and that's how I
Yeah.
put it. I don't know if I'm correct when you saying correct. So
It's correct.
in my mind, I'm like, this is what I wish this person, this institution told me, and now I
Yeah.
would have made sense of it.
Right. And
Right?
they have it. It's not profitable for the company or the
Yeah.
agent. That's why
So
they.
now I have 3 whole life insurance.
Oh
I
my
don't know why I
God.
have 3 whole life insurance still. I got beat. I'm going to the newspapers. I wanted to breaking news on Gem Drop. Alex got beat, and he's going. His lawsuit coming very soon. To y'all know who. Curtis put it together. I don't know. Put the cameraman, everything. Breaking news. I'm coming for you.
I love it.
All right, I'm coming for you. I got my own platform. I say what I want. I can't get canceled.
Facts.
All right, we coming to the end. This was a phenomenal conversation.
Yes, it's fun.
All right, this last question.
Okay.
Do you respect your breath, and how?
Yes, I do. I didn't always. I'm very mindful about that when people are energy suckers versus energy fillers, right? You know, really, because as an introvert, I'm an introvert, and people don't know that. But so a lot of times I get drained from individuals, and I have to be very mindful that when I'm giving, when I'm speaking, and things like that, is it just bouncing off, or is it really being absorbed and appreciated and valued? So I'm very mindful about that. I wasn't before. I was just very reckless, and I just felt very, kind of drained. So I think I'm more intentional. I'm a lot more intentional about when I'm sharing my breath.
Got it. That's deep. What I heard is a privilege for me to be breathing
Facts.
near
That
you.
part. That
That's
part.
what I heard.
That's a gem drop.
That's
that
what
part.
I heard.
Yeah.
It's a privilege for me to near you.
Yeah.
Where can people reach you?
Yep. So on Instagram, it's the Braithwaite, because you can do it that way or the Braithwaite. And on LinkedIn and Facebook, it's Michelle Braithwaite, which is like my first and my last name. That's where you can find me.
Thank you. I want to say thank you for coming on the show.
Yes, this was
I
like
appreciate you.
Of course.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was an honor for me to be here, like to even be asked, like seriously, because I always wanted to be here just to see how you do it. I wasn't even thinking about being a guest. Just being honest. Just being honest. Because I do appreciate all of our quality time that when I have the time with you anyway, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sharing this time with the whole world, so yeah, so this was huge. I appreciate being asked.
Thank you. I love talking to you. I want to be honest with you. I love talking to you because I know I'm gonna hear the truth, and
Truth
and
unfiltered.
I always could be honest. I'm always honest. I'm like I just snitched on. I got beat. Rick. Yes, Alex Edwards got beat. Got 3 whole. I could die 3 times to be rich, bro. I could come back, die again, and be paid, and die again and be paid. I'm good. 3 deaths.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right?
Oh my gosh.
Well, breaking news. I'm coming for you.
It's a learning experience.
Right? It's a learning experience. And I hope, and why I'm so vulnerable because I want people to understand that, one, it's okay to be honest and be real because you're going to help someone else.
Facts.
And then 2, people out here is going to get you. They're going to try their best. And listen to my story, and now you can avoid it. Now you can be like, nah, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm about to go get it. I'm getting me that term because I watched Gem Drop. Or, nah, you know what? I'm going to stick to boss 9 to 5, right? boom, I'm gonna stay with my hoe, right? And that's okay. That's okay. So no, I really appreciate you coming. Um, so everyone, you heard Michelle Braithwaite and how honest she is, and you heard her tell the story about the couple when the wife said, "I need help," and the husband said, "We don't need help," but they really needed help. And when we talk about finances, we have to be on the same page.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important when you meet someone and you feel like you like them, you feel like you like them because the heart can lie to you. The mind won't. And you have to ask certain questions. And I'm not saying, hey, so how much money you making? I'm not saying that. I would say something like, so who do you look up to? Right? Who do you listen to? Okay, what's somebody who's do you have mentors? What? Oh, I've been looking for something to inspire me. What do you listen to in the morning, right? And you just getting some information, and you're still not coming off like money hungry or a gold digger. Or something. You're just trying to understand if this person fit with you. Because at the end of the day, maybe you listen to inspirational things in the morning, or your mentors and the type of podcast you listen to is about funds because you really care about that. And then as you start talking, you can see and you can hear where to take the conversation to really get the information you want. Where's your credit score? Are you saving? How do you feel about money? Do you feel secure about your decisions when it comes to money? You want to find out before you say, I love you. Because after that, it's going to be hard to get rid of a broke person. It's going to be hard because now you're in love with this debt. And it sounds rude, and it sounds tough, but I'm being honest. If we all breaking up because of finances, why we can't figure it out before we love each other to make sure this kingdomship, right? This kingdom is for you and I, right? So I just love this podcast and Michelle coming on because now she made you think about finances. She gave you some rules. She made you think about your credit card differently. She definitely gave you a gem. If you have bad credit, you better go to that bank if you have $10,000 to $20,000 in your account, but you got to flip that money now. Gotta do everything right. And guess what? As long as you breathing, you have an opportunity to change things in your life financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, the whole 10. It's all up to you, but you have to start one day. If not today, then start tomorrow. I want to say thank you again for Michelle Braithwaite for coming on Gem Drop. This show is sponsored by Thumbprint Realty, Real Estate Done Right, Gem Drop. We don't gossip, we boss up. I would love to keep speaking with you, but I got shit to do. See ya. God told me to meet him at a runway. Ever since, I've been taking off.